What is up, bros and hoes? It's Ash, your Optic MiDNiTE, and today I'm here to bring you guys a roundup of everything we learned about competitive World War II today on the Exhibition stream. Now, I don't know if you guys saw, but last week I uploaded a video with my thoughts and the direction that I was hoping Call of Duty Competitive was going to take with World War II, and as I suspected, we learned a lot more at Gamescom, so this is really good. I told you guys I would update you, so let's run down everything that they talked about. Obviously, I'm going to link this stream down below. You can watch like the VOD of it or whatever. I believe it's on Twitch and YouTube, and also I'm just going to kind of run over things that I thought was important and that will definitely mean a lot going into World War II's competitive season. First thing they led off with for the World War II exhibition stream was the fact that they brought out a bunch of the current pro players to play test Call of Duty World War II, and also they had the casters there messing with CoD caster. But what's most important to me about this is that I feel like maybe IW did this too. I don't really remember if they did. I feel like they did, if my memory serves me right. They brought out some pros and they brought out some CODcasters to kind of tune up competitive, right? Well, it seems like they went way deep with this. They brought out tons of pro players. They have like JCaps there, Crim6 and Karma's there, like Aches is there, and these are all guys that have been playing competitive Call of Duty for eons at this point, right? It feels like for a very long time. And so the fact that they have them there and they're giving constructive feedback for the next season is super important. Obviously, having developer and publisher support for competitive Call of Duty is one of the things that can really amplify the season, right? It can definitely make it a successful competitive game. And so the fact that they had that many pro players there just shows that they're pretty serious, right? It's not just like, okay, well, you get what you get and then deal with it, right? It seems like they're really focused on trying to make this a great competitive game. Then they had my dude, Rambo Ray. I freaking love Rambo. You guys remember, well, maybe you don't if you're new to competitive Call of Duty, but he used to play for Optic way back in the day. I freaking love Rambo. He's like one of the coolest pros, you know, from back in the day. And now for the last 3 years, he's been working at Sledgehammer Games. He's a really cool guy and he's really passionate about competitive Call of Duty. So the fact that they have him in the lab there working on this game should signify something really, like, that's a really good thumbs up feeling if you're a competitive COD fan. He's important because he understands the fundamentals of competitive Call of Duty, and having that at a studio like Sledgehammer and making this big Call of Duty game is so critical. So I'm super excited about that. They had him talking the whole stream about you know, competitive COD this year, and he did a great job. Rambo, if you're watching, you did a great job. Then to kind of cohesively bring this all together, they had an exhibition match between Team Courage and Team, I forgot the other team's name, I'm sorry, and they played 5 maps. Now, they didn't play Search and Destroy, which I actually didn't anticipate them to do because it's not even anywhere near the beta build. But they did play CTF and Hardpoint back and forth, and they played 5 maps. It was super good to see that they brought out CTF first. If you guys remember my video from last week, there was talk of like maybe some uplink hybrid, and maybe that's still going to happen. I hope it doesn't, man. Boots CTF, like I said in last week's video, is way better than Jetpack CTF. CTF just didn't work in Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, IW. It just doesn't work the same way. But when you're back to boots on the ground, you're slowing everything down. The teamwork involved in CTF is amazing, and it's amazing to see the plays like going for the clutch flag return or sliding in the flag and your teammates trying to get the return. You know, that's the type of plays we like to see, and I think that CTF is going to be really good this year. The number one thing that I took away, though, from Rambo talking about Hardpoint was the fact that anchoring is back. And anchoring's always in competitive Call of Duty, right? Like, you're always fighting for the best spawn point. But it's especially crucial in boots on the ground. If you guys did not play Black Ops 2 Hardpoint competitive, you need to. Like, this, it feels like reminiscent of that, right? Like, anchoring and holding spawn and manipulating the spawn, getting that map control, winning the gunfights. That seems like what's going to be the more important takeaway from Hardpoint in World War II. Instead of, like in Jetpack CODs, you have just a clash of jetpacks, and whoever ends up getting the best Twitch gunfight, and then, you know, whoever's last after all the trades, that's who's going to get some points. It's different now, and I love that. A couple other things that we should know: this was an exhibition match, and they were, I'm pretty sure, using maps that are going to be in the beta, with the exception of the Flak Tower, I think is what it's called. I don't think that's going to be in the beta. But they have no rules, and they have no maps yet chosen for competitive, which is pretty obvious at this point. I mean, the game's not even out. totally expected to see that. It was just an exhibition match, but it was just a tiny taste, and it looked great. One of the things that made it look great was CoDcaster. They've updated it a little bit. I feel like they made it simpler, or at least easier to see. They made the X-ray easier to see, so you can definitely see, like, you can follow along. One thing I do wish they hopefully will change, and I had this problem with IW2, is the kill feed colors. Like, they had blue and red. Who knows if they'll be changing the colors like they did in IW, but the kill feed was a little bit hard to see. It was just, the names were a little bit dark. I couldn't always tell, and I'm watching on a giant TV, right? So I couldn't always tell who's killing who. I could tell what team they're on, but I couldn't, like, literally read the letters. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. You have to let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I just found that really hard to read at times. I don't know if they're going to change that. But other than that, CoDcaster is looking really good. They still have the mini-map. They still have the scoreboard. The scoreboard's a little bit easier to read because now we're not tracking specialist abilities like we were in Black Ops 3 and IW. But I'm just really excited at how it looks. And also, the biggest addition to CoDcaster is the fly cam, or the hammer cam, as Condry's calling it on Twitter. It's this, like, football-like fly cam that kind of goes overhead at certain moments and shows you the layout and why, again, like game modes like CTF, this will be especially crucial because you're able to understand more why the teamwork is happening the way that it is. Because in CTF, when you pull a flag, you're not just running all with your team. Your team has to go get the cutoffs because the enemy team will be spawning diagonally to you, right? So they have to go to certain choke points in the map and cut those kills off, and you can see that seamlessly with the fly cam now. Obviously, when more competitive maps come out, I think it might shake out a little better. It was a little rough to see at some points because of just the way that the CTF games were playing. It seems like the players didn't know the spawns, or they were unable to make the enemy team spawn out appropriately. So that's a whole different thing. So I'm just so jazzed about CTF coming back, though. I'm so excited. One thing I wasn't sure about the fly cam, and I'm not trying to diss their new feature because I actually really do think it's cool, but at the end of the final hardpoint map, they went into fly cam mode during a comeback, and I think that was a mistake. Maybe they're just trying to show it off. Like I said, I'm not trying to harsh the mellow of the fly cam, but I would rather see a player clutching up, and I would rather see their first-person perspective in that because obviously I know both teams are coming at the hard point. But what are you going to do? Like I said, I feel like I'm just hating on it now. I really do think the fly cam will be especially great for search or CTF and or even hardpoint, understanding why anchoring is important and what rotations need to be had so that you can succeed as a team. Couple other things. Now, this is the only thing that made me slightly nervous, and maybe it makes me nervous because I don't fully understand it yet. But there are divisions in the game. We all know that, right? There's like infantry, there's airborne, there's a sniper one, whatever it's called, mountaineer, whatever. So there's all these different divisions, and the basic training, I think, is training that any division can have. But then there's specialized training, which I forget the word, I'm so sorry, but there's like a specialized training that only certain divisions can have. And Rambo pointed out that there's a division that they can have flak jacket, but that means that no other division can have flak jacket. And then there's a division that has dead silence, but I was pretty sure dead silence was a basic training perk. It's like a perk system, basically. They're disguising the perks as these divisions, and only some divisions can have things like flak jacket, and maybe like the airborne division who specializes like a submachine gun, right? Like only they can have a silencer, and only they can maybe run faster. Maybe that would be like your flag carrier. So it seems like they're trying to attribute roles to players, which I think is really cool. It's not the same as specialists, definitely not the same as specialists, so it's good. But it'll be definitely interesting to see how this shakes out, because the number one thing I think that Call of Duty, competitive Call of Duty thrives on is counters. So like if you're have to make a sacrifice to have flak jackets so you don't get naded, then that's good. I have to look again at the tacticals and see like how many nades does everyone get depending on what they use. Like, is it going to be like everyone has a nade, everyone has a smoke, or is it like going to be restricted in a way? I don't know. We have to see how that shakes out. Like I said, I don't want to be mistaken, because I feel like the reason that I'm scared about this is because I don't fully understand it. I have to just hands-on and play and see in the beta how different the perk system works, or the division system, because not having dead silence in search and destroy could be very harmful, I think, to the game mode. If you guys see any search and destroy gameplay, obviously in Advanced Warfare they had dead silence that you had to activate, which was really weird. But if you have a boots on the ground COD and you have it so dead silence isn't had by everybody, it makes the gameplay really slow. Everyone's crouching, everyone's careful. It's a little bit too high tension, right? So I don't know. We'll have to see how it shakes out. Like I said, it might even be a basic training perk thing, which means any player can have it. We'll have to see. So that's pretty much what we learned from the stream. That's what I took away from it. Anyway, it was very fun to watch the matches go down. Maven did a great job casting. Everyone on the stream did a great job, in my opinion. So congrats to them. It went off without a hitch. And one last thing that I really want to drive home for World War II and why I'm so excited, why I'm so passionate making this video is... It was like I said in last week's video, I'm sorry to keep referencing this, but I was saying this like a week ago. A slower game is better for Call of Duty competitive. People are going to say it's more boring or yada, yada, yada. I so much disagree. I disagree so much. Raids, although they're important, they're less important. Trading was the cornerstone of Jetpack Call of Duty, right? For Respawn anyway, right? Now, you do obviously want to, like if your teammate dies, you want to be able to recover who killed him. You want to kill the guy who killed him, obviously. But each kill now is so much more important than it was in the Jetpack Call of Duties because Boots on the Ground Call of Duty is about manipulating the spawns, holding map control, pushing as a team. There's not as many Superman plays that one player can just go make unless he's killing like all of them, right? So obviously multi-kills are more important too. Every kill is worth more. That's why getting streaks now will be even more difficult because every kill is worth more. Not literally in the sense that it's worth more points, but like for map control, for working together as a team, for pushing your enemies out of spawn and then being able to take a flag and then getting the cutoffs to score. That type of stuff is what competitive Call of Duty is to me, right? And so that's why I'm just so excited for this year. I was a little over the jetpacks for pubs, and I was especially over the jetpacks for watching competitive Call of Duty. I think a slower game also is better for new viewers, especially the fly cam where you're able to see how it's all shaking out and why people are rotating and holding certain spawns. It'll just be way easier to explain to the layman viewer, and then also for us hardcore people who played back in the day in Black Ops 2, like this is just, it's looking good, man. I'm so excited. If you guys caught the stream, what game mode and map combo was your favorite that you watched? Like I said, I'll link down below because I'm showing so much footage. I want to make sure you guys go watch it in its entirety, but I thought it also rounded up all the details that you guys maybe don't want to watch the hour-long stream or whatever it was. That's all the details that I extracted from it, the details that I thought were important. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. But that's what I think. I'm so excited. Like, I was nervous coming into this stream, but now I'm just so excited for competitive Call of Duty this year. It's going to be great to watch. It's going to be great to play GBs. GBs integrated in the game, ranked play. You can watch events on the game like in IW and Black Ops 3. It's just looking like this could be a really good year, not only just for Call of Duty, but competitive Call of Duty. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. I'm going to be streaming tons of the beta this weekend. I also have a special stream coming this weekend. I'm not going to say too much, but just tune in to my Twitch. Follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/OpticMiDNiTE. And I'm also going to be uploading this weekend too, as much as I possibly can. I'm going to try to do some special for YouTube games that you won't see on my stream, but I may also pull some of my best games from my stream and put them on YouTube. It'll be a mix. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe. Put the notifications on so you don't miss the beta videos I'm about to pump out. And it's going to be a good time. So, comment something. Comment your thoughts. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another video. Peace.